backing up?
Pushing hundreds back with smoke grenades and rounds of pepper spray.
They're firing those pepper balls right now.
Authorities expecting both right and left-wing activists to face off tonight. Last Saturday, caravans rolled into Portland with pro-Trump flags, clashing with groups protesting against racial inequality.
What do you think the chances are that this weekend ends peacefully?
I think they're slim to none, and it ends peacefully.
And last weekend's fatal shooting of a right-wing protester by a self-described anti-fascist, bringing the city to a boiling point. Tonight, new surveillance images unsealed by the courts appear to show accused gunman Michael Rynell waiting to ambush Jay Danielson in a parking garage. Danielson walking past with no apparent contact. Danielson appears to be holding a can of bear spray and a baton. Authorities say the next image shows Rynell emerging from the garage, reaching into a pocket in his waistband. Moments later, that shooting. On Thursday, U.S. Marshals killed Rynell while issuing a second-degree murder arrest warrant. Authorities say he was armed and attempting to... And in an interview with Vice News published just hours earlier, Rynell defended the shooting.
Totally justified. Had I not acted, I am confident that my friend and I'm sure I would have been killed.
Matt Gutman joins us now live from Portland. And Matt, right now, peaceful protests behind you, but police are bracing for what they think may be their most violent night yet.
Lindsay, this BLM sit-in behind me has the feel of almost a community picnic. And across town, there is a somber memorial for Jay Danielson, that pro-Trump supporter who was gunned down 7 days ago. But officials tell us it's going to look very different tonight. And of the 100 continuous days of protests and violence, they say they're most concerned about tonight. Lindsay.
Matt Gutman, our thanks to you. And as Portland prepares for what the night may hold, authorities are gearing up in Rochester, where the officers involved in Daniel Prude's death have been suspended. But some say that's not enough, and they're demanding criminal charges. ABC's Trevor Ault reports from Rochester.
Chaos in the streets of Rochester. Tonight, the city bracing for more intense protests over the death of Daniel Prude, a counter-demonstrator seen spraying protesters with an unknown substance, one protester jumping on the car as it hits him, and demonstrators storming this overnight, throwing chairs, sending diners fleeing for cover.
I don't think that it's a fair comparison to say that this was a violent protest.
Alyssa Valesky was among those marching. She says the people disrupting diners were a small portion out of thousands of peaceful protesters.
It seems like what a lot of activists are saying is that maybe it was bad, but it's small compared to what happened to Daniel Prude.
Yes, I agree with that.
Police declaring an unlawful assembly, deploying pepper balls to break up the crowd. At least 3 officers injured and 11 people arrested, 3 of them facing felony rioting charges. Tonight, the state attorney general moving to impanel a grand jury to determine whether the officers involved in Prude's death will face charges.
Put your hands behind your back.
This disturbing body camera footage of the incident showing Prude naked in the midst of an apparent mental health crisis. Officers say he was spitting at them when they placed a hood over his head, later pinning his neck to the ground. With his death ruled a homicide, the Prude family demanding the officers face charges.
I'm not going to let them get away scot-free with this. They will murder us.
And Lindsay, I just spoke to the organizers of another protest that's about to get underway here tonight. They say that news of the grand jury is a positive step here, but frankly, they think it should have happened many months ago, and they will continue protesting until those officers are fired and charged. Lindsay?
Trevor Ault, our thanks to you. And one more note, this one from Louisville, Kentucky, where there were small scuffles today between different groups of protesters, with self-described patriots squaring off with demonstrators calling for police shooting of Breonna Taylor. Tensions calming after counter-protesters left and riot police arrived at the scene. Next tonight, the Labor